So we had the Lavia saga, we had the Caicedo saga, now we've got the Doucoure saga, and we might have an Ndidi saga which has come out of nowhere. And all of these midfield targets, they're just all quoting such expensive fees for them, and we're the idiots who might pay them. However, my question is a midfielder now the number one priority for Liverpool? After seeing the rough start with the defence, surely a centre-back has to be, one or two priority at the moment. So let's get into it. This is a bit of a contradiction because I've had so many videos going on about Liverpool's midfield, how if Lavia might be good enough, how Caicedo can change the midfield, how Endo might play for Liverpool. But I think we've seen now that Endo is probably going to start for us for the time being. So Boslai's hit the ground running, and McAllister, there's still a lot more to come from him, but he's looking okay at the moment. And yes, the depth isn't necessarily there and good enough for what I think could probably challenge for a title. However, the glaring hole at the moment is the defence. Van Dijk's just been suspended probably for 3+ games because of the dissent he gave to after the referee after the decision against Newcastle. But at the moment, our centre-backs who are starting are going to be Joe Gomez and Joel Matip, which just should not be happening at this stage. Joel Matip is probably 2 years past it now. At one point, I thought he was fantastic, one of the best defenders in the league. However, now you look at him, and he's not with it anymore. And Joe Gomez, at one point, he was in Liverpool's Premier League winning squad, starting 11. So you go, where has that gone? But he just doesn't look good enough anymore, really. Not a bad fourth centre-back option, but definitely not starting. And Kanate, he's so injury prone that you can't really rely on him at the moment. So surely we have to go for another centre-back. And this isn't to say Doucoure and Ndidi are bad players, because I'd love to see either of them at Liverpool. I think they both start for us at the moment. Doucoure, Palace's player of the season last year, and Ndidi, he was one of the best defence mids in the league 3-4 years ago. So you can definitely get some of that back, and he's far too good to be playing in the Championship. And you could probably get him for a cheaper. Well, then again, we thought that with Lavia, and apparently not. But it's just a case. I think our priorities have shifted now, because now we've got Endo, who he looks a bit shaky. He's been okay, hasn't he? He's played 2 games where essentially he's been playing with 10 men because there's been 2 red cards. So I'm not going to judge him anytime soon. But you've got at least some cover in that position. Whereas in centre-back now, if Kanate is going to be injured for a quarter of the season, Van Dijk, he's still quality, but he's regressing. And then Matip and Gomez, you need a replacement in that sense. And if you're getting rid of Nat Phillips, who looks like he's going on loan, then why hasn't there been an update in that centre-back position? He's looking at Gvardiol, he's just gone to City. And obviously, we would just weren't going to pay the amount of money that, Man City paid for him in the end. However, again, it just needs a bit of a shape-up. To me, again, this is reminiscent of the COVID season where we came just scraped fourth because of that Alisson header, but it's when Van Dijk went down, and it's when basically we didn't have any centre-backs. And it just got to the point then when we were forced, to make a centre-back signing. And it seems to have come full circle again, where yes, we brought in Kanate, 2 seasons ago. Joe Gomez is probably just surplus to requirements now. He's just not good enough for the level we want to be. And Joe Matip he's just on a bit now. His injuries caught up with him. He's just a bit too old. And he's just not the player he once was, which completely fair enough. He's one of the best centre-backs I've seen in a Liverpool shirt. So, I'd love to see him different club eventually and just continue his career elsewhere. However, there needs to be a big centre-back signing soon. And I don't know who that is, because it's getting close to deadline day. It's in a couple of days, so you're not really going to bring in a massive, big name. However, it just seems that our priorities now constantly spending 60-70 million on a centre mid position where, yes, we do need depth still, and we do need a starting defensive midfielder. However, there's no point having a starting defensive midfielder who's 70, 80, 90 million if you've got a defence who just leaks goals. I personally don't think Robbo, Trent or Alisson have regressed at all. If anything, I think Alisson has got even better. He's the best keeper in the world, in my opinion, for the last 3-4 years. Robertson is a tough one because with this system now, he's playing a lot deeper and he doesn't seem to be getting, into those overlapping runs a lot. And I think that's harming him a bit because it seems like he's not being as productive, but I think he's doing what he's been asked to do, really. And Trent, he hasn't had a good start to the season so far. He had a really poor game against Newcastle. However, it's Trent. He always has these in and out games, and in 2 months' time, he'll be most chances created in the league, assists, goals, all of it, and he'll just be another attacking threat. However, we've always known Trent isn't a great defender, so he needs cover. And if Konate's not there, who I think he's a good cover for Trent on that right, then I don't think Mata can do it, and I don't think Gomez can do it. So again, it just gets to the point where there's nothing wrong with the left and right back and the keeper, and there's nothing wrong with the starting centre backs. It's just the depth. But like I said, the big question is, who do you sign? Because obviously we were heavily linked with Levi Colwill for Chelsea until he signed that contract, and that would have been a fantastic signing. He's hit the ground running at Chelsea, looked really promising at Brighton, and he has good Huddersfield loan spells. But it's a big question, isn't it? I mean, for me, I love Mark Gay from Crystal Palace, although he is a left-sided centre-back, and obviously Van Dijk plays there. I also love his partner, Anderson. I think he's a great centre-back as well. Max Kilman, I'm surprised he hasn't left Wolves yet, because I think great at playing the ball out from the back. I'd love to see Pau Torres in a Liverpool shirt. I mean, there's so many centre-backs that you can think of that, yes, Klopp might not identify them as great players for his system. However, there's a lot of talent out there that I think sometimes, it's one of those, I bet FSG and, Klopp and just the management feel they can't win because try and get a midfielder so much, people moan they can't get a midfielder, and then people like me moan that they can't get a centre-back. And I understand it because we do still need a midfielder, we need a centre-back, we just need depth really. But because we are on a tighter budget than other clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, then it means we have to be more frugal and more selective of these players. And that's what I'm worried that we might do with this midfielder, that we're going to spend 70 million on this Doucoure, who looks fantastic, and then there's no money left over for a centre-back, who we're also going to lose now Phillips. So it's one of those, if Matip goes down, which is very likely, or Gomez, either or, then essentially you don't have a fifth centre-back that can just do a job really. But let me know what you think. I'm happy with the start Liverpool made to the season so far. Szoboszlai looks quality. I think Luis Diaz looks quality. Nunes obviously had the big game against Newcastle. I think Cody Gakpo's, he looks good so far. He's getting into that. He's quite deep at the moment. McAllister, I see more of. Obviously know what Salah can do. 2 fullbacks look good. I think most of the players look good at the moment. I just think it's that, especially when the Europa League comes around on a Thursday night, it's going to be just that planning to have some more depth really, because yes, it's fantastic to spend all this money on a midfielder, which if we got Caicedo, would I be moaning? Absolutely not. However, someone's got to be in Klopp's ear, because apparently he's very heavily involved in the transfers, just going, do you need another centre-back? Because I know he loves a tight squad, but get to the point that we need one. We've needed one for years now, and it's not coming, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good season. We look good so far. Top 4, it's pushing a title challenge, because I think Arsenal and City look good. But yeah, we'll see on deadline day, because I think there's going to be quite a lot of new signings. So yeah, but yeah, leave me a comment, see what you think. If you can like this video, that'd be great. And yeah, see you next time.